Hey guys, this is Megan with Thousand Generation Farms. Today we are going to just go through some signs of kidding for the goats. So won't you come farming with us? So what I'm going to do first is just explain kind of some different signs, and then I will show you if possible. The Billy is in with the mamas, and he can get kind of mean when I get in there. So, and since I'm pregnant, I've been like extra cautious. But I'll show you definitely if I can. Some different signs are like, if you know anything about different kinds of livestock, they're pretty similar. Their bag, which of course the milk comes out of their teats, right, that are connected to their bag. The bag starts to drop, the teats become swollen, sometimes glossy, just kind of depends. Some other things, their vulva becomes kind of loose and sometimes swollen. That's kind of a harder thing to see on goats because they're so small, but a lot of times, like with cattle, you can notice that pretty well. Ooh, a bug flew in my mouth. What is something else? A lot of times, like, something we've noticed with our goats is the mamas just act really goofy. Like, one that's really social and will come up to you will not want anything to do with you. They'll go hide in the barn. They tend to do that while they're, like, after they had their baby as well, like postpartum. And so just kind of signs, they just kind of act out of the ordinary. They can do that at different times as well, not just when they're pregnant or they just had kids, but that is something else that's pretty similar among them. And let's see, of course, their body shape, they get a lot fatter. Since we kid in the spring, sometimes if some mamas go like kid early, like we did have some in the end of January, which I'll show you some clips of those in a different video. It's hard to tell that they're fat because they have their winter coat on, but now that they're losing their winter coat, it is a lot easier to tell, you know, which ones maybe have babies in them or not. And a lot of times after they kid, they get really skinny because of course they had their babies, and then their bags tend to swell up again because they are producing more milk. So let's go look at the goats and I'll show you if I can find some, and I'll show you some different signs of kidding for the ones we have left. Things are finally starting to dry up here. So I'm wearing sandals choring. Joseph would say I'm crazy, but that's okay. Usually we're in muck boots. We have so many right now, we need to sell some, but I'm gonna feed them quick and then we will go in and look for some signs of pregnant mamas. So I'll try and get as close as I can. This black and white one has not had any babies, and neither has this Kiko here with the brown face. Let's get behind her. So you can't really tell, but her teats are, you know, getting a little swollen. Hers tend to get swollen like that. This is Oreo. She had triplets. So she is still a little fat, but you can tell with her bag down here that she is still milking. Let's see. This mama here had a baby, and you can tell looking at her bag that she's still milking. This black and white one, her bag is getting bigger, so she could be going, you know, she could be kidding in a few weeks. This one she's been around for probably 2 or 3 years. I still call her a yearling because she hasn't had any babies yet, but she is a little fat, so she could have a baby in there. Not sure though. So I figured I would update you guys. Last night I was going through like the different signs of mamas getting ready to kid, and then just showing some different like symptoms or signs, whatever you want to call them, of mamas that had already kidded. And After I was done videoing some of that stuff, Joseph was trying to put a new big round bale in their pen, and I totally had a brain fart. Usually, like, when we do that, we try to feed them right before we open the gate. That way they don't run out to the pasture, because, of course, like right now, they've been in the barn and in their pen, you know, connected to the barn for the last couple months because it's been winter. There has been snow on the ground and barely, you know, I mean, obviously not really grass they could eat because the snow is on top of it. And so they're just like biting at the bit to get on grass. Well, I was videoing, didn't even think about, you know, feeding them, like waiting to feed them. So I had already fed them so I could video. And Joseph's like with the tractor and the bale all ready to back up and put the bale in the pen and open the fence, of course. And that's like my job. I feed them real quick and then I open the fence, and I had already fed them. So, oh, my big brain fart there. You could call it pregnancy brain again. So I went to open the gate, didn't even think about the feed, and what happened, like 5 or 6 of our mamas ran out of the pen, and I think within like 5 minutes we got them back in. But it's just hard because I should have been paying better attention, and I like apologized to Joseph like a ton of times, but he didn't really care. He knew I was doing videos and stuff, and so it was more of a humorous thing. But sometimes those things on the farm like are not very humorous. Like it's good to pay attention, especially with livestock. So that was my bad. But so I'm just gonna like continue the video here, and then I'll probably end it. So I showed you like some different mamas and how their bags are already big because they've been milking, and their teats are already, you know, big, like swollen, and then their bags had sunken down, so they were hanging lower, and that's because there's milk in those. They're heavier, so of course, like when there's more weight, it's gonna fall, you know, and not be held so tight up to their body. I also showed you, I believe, 1 or 2 mamas that their bags were getting bigger, but they hadn't completely dropped, and that's because those 2 haven't had their kids yet. We expect them to kid because usually, like the last couple years, they've had at least twins. So they should be going within the next month, hopefully. The mamas that have already gone were pretty early, and they went like the last week of January, which usually, I'm sure I've told you guys before, but when doing our breeding schedule and stuff, we try to aim that the mamas would kid like around this time, like so when it's a little nicer out, there's not really snow on the ground, just because it's a lot safer of an environment for them, and it's a lot easier to manage the goat kids when there's not, you know, when there's no snow on the ground, and then also when it's not freezing cold, because then they have more of a chance of survival, and then the mamas aren't stressed like from the weather, as well as, you know, being a new mom or trying to feed their baby. And so we're hoping, and I'm sure I've told you guys this too, but we're hoping we still have probably like 6 to 8 mamas to go. I know I only showed you a few last night, and that was my fault because the whole hay bale situation. But ask Joseph, that happens quite a bit on our farm, and it seems like it's been happening even more since I've been pregnant. So that's another way pregnancy has changed our farm. But no big deal. It's worth it. And I'm glad Joseph is so merciful towards me. But anyways, so I'm just going to wrap this up here. If you guys have questions, you know, like if you have goats and you have questions about signs, like signs before they're kidding or signs after they're kidding, what's normal, what's not normal, or if you've been looking into getting goats and you just want to know more about the breeding process, let me know. Eventually, I want to do a video on our breeding schedule, on the different breeds we do have, the ones like we prefer, maybe some exotic type that we haven't really dealt with before, but, you know, we think would be cool to own, just different types of things goat-wise. But for now, one of our like videos that will be coming probably within the next few months. I'm kind of trying to wait till all of our kids are born. Will be the 2021 kidding season, and that will basically show you most of all of our kid goats that were born this year, just so that you can see, you know, how we find them when the mom has had them, if the mom's in labor when we find them, or if she's already had the kids. A lot of times she's already had the kids, just because, you know, we're gone different parts of the day, so we can't just keep an eye on them 24/7, but just different things like that. So I'll go into more explanation in the 2021 goat kidding season video, which will be coming in the next few months, as I said. But as for now, I hope you guys enjoyed our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I know I say that like every video, but it's so important. It's important to get the word out about Nebraska and small farms and Nebraska farming in general. So continually share our videos, like them, comment on them, you know, with your questions or with your thoughts, with your suggestions. We're always open to, like, you know, asking you guys and using your suggestions on what we should video next, because even though there's so much stuff on the farm to do and to show you, you know, it's like the back of our hand for us. So we're not always, you know, thinking, oh, we should show them this or we should show them this, just because we do it every day. So it's kind of a normal process. So just let us know what you want to see, and we just so appreciate that you are here watching our videos and on our channel. So we will see you guys next time on 1000 Generation Farms.